Robert, we have a few questions to go through today from our Instagram post. Ian Thompson says, with the solar Speedtimers getting so much good press, why aren't the mechanical versions getting much attention? What do you think?
That's a great question. It really jumped out to me as one of the best questions that we received on that post that you threw out there, because it kind of boggles my mind that
yeah, watch guys generally prefer mechanical over quartz.
Yes. So I think it basically comes down to price with this model.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's jumping on the solar Speedtimers because it's
$800 or less.
Exactly.
With a discount.
And every time you look it up, it's online. It's like $400 or $500. It's not a big deal. And so it's kind of like almost like a moon swatch. Just go, impulse buy.
Yeah.
But the mechanical version is not impulse buy territory.
No.
And when you look at it though, it's freakishly good.
This looks awesome. Like I think I'd seen a passing picture of one, but now I really want to get one into review. We've got it here on the website, and I mean, just zooming in, you see the subtle grain, you see, the detail work. I know your favorite thing is the date.
I die a little bit every time I see that little circle 4:30 date window, but I will say I like the watch so much that I would even consider being okay with that date window where it is, because it is a stunning looking piece.
Well, the nice thing with these Seikos is the movements are technically very solid. You have column wheel. Let me pull up another picture. I think someone has a picture of the movement here. Here it is. I mean, look at that finish work. It's a fat movement, but it's a solid movement.
Yes. So it's a sports chronograph. It's not a dress, it's going to be like
4 hertz technology.
There we go. So we got 4 hertz, we've got decent finishing, we've got in-house, we've got originality in the design. It's got all these factors going for it.
So the 8 series also has MEMS technology in the production of some of the very small components. So they're skeletonized, they're lightweight. It's all meant to reduce friction and enhance the longevity of the caliber. So I think from just a movement standpoint, that's a solid value for money watch. Not to mention the new bracelet style and just the overall versatility of the mechanical version of the Speedtimer. Like, I'm intrigued. I think that I would really want to buy one if I saw it in person, and I'm gonna try to get one in here in the next month from exquisite to review.
Yeah, it's a real stunning piece, and if you are in the market for a mechanical chronograph and you don't have to have it 12, 13 mil thick.
Sure.
Usually that's a manual wind these days.
Yeah.
Outside of the Daytona and maybe a few others, can they get around that 13 mil thick? Anything else is above that.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at the Black Bay chronos, you're looking at some of these other ones, you can get this for half the price.
Well, then the other thing you got to weigh is, I think we share our favorite chronograph close to this price. It's still higher used, is the Longines Big Eye.
Yep.
And that's a fantastic movement, lovely design, super versatile. So you start wondering, all right, would I get this Speedtimer at a discount, or would I spend far more for a used Longines? You got to start weighing these types of conundrums that present themselves.
Well, right, and with the Big Eye, now that we're recording, I can't remember. I don't know if there's a bracelet version of that watch.
No, there's not.
There isn't, right? But you're getting a nice original looking bracelet.
Yeah.
So there's that factor added in as well, right? I mean, Longines not known for amazing straps, so chances are you get this amazing Big Eye, which again we both love.
Yeah.
But
I've owned before.
Yeah, you get it and you're like, this is an amazing watch, but I'm going to swap the strap out.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot packed into this Seiko,
I totally agree. So, Ian, I don't know why they're not getting more press. They should.
They totally should.
Because I think they look at more enticing than the solar version.
Oh, hands down, hands down. And again, when you compare it to some of the other offerings that's out there, outside of maybe a used Big Eye or something like that, it's pretty compelling.
Yeah. Here's another one, Rob. This one is from Midwestern Watch Dude. What are the most useful complications? You go first.
Very first out the window, GMT. That's an
Dang
easy
it!
one. You gave me the first shot.
Okay.
So GMT for me.
But a true GMT. You're not talking about dual time. Or do you like those as much? Or I guess some collectors say traveler versus caller GMT. Like which one are you referring to?
Okay, so again, you're going to get blasted in the comments. It doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah.
It matters.
It does.
They're totally different.
It does. So I would say GMT and then sub, paragraph, in the small print, a flyer or a true GMT. I'm okay with a collar, but at the same time, it's not the same.
No, they're not.
It's not.
The collar, or as it used to be referred to, a dual time GMT.
Yes.
It's great for tracking another time zone. It's not great for traveling.
It's not a travel watch.
No, it's really not.
It's a hassle when you're having to set it and doing all these things and changing the date and then moving the GMT hand. It's just not the same as a true GMT.
So that's my favorite practical or common complication is a true or a traveler GMT.
Yep.
Because bumping that hour hand forward or backward without interrupting the timekeeping, it's so fun. It's awesome. You cross a time zone. It takes you 2 seconds to adjust the time of your watch. Or let's say you're at the end of an irregular month and you need to just quickly move the date, or it's daylight savings time. You can do everything in just a few seconds. And I don't know, I think it's so handy. I take that 11 times out of 10 over another complication that has a quick set date. Because I know with the true GMT, you lose the quick set date complication. And I'm totally fine with that, but I might be in the minority there.
No, I'm right there with you. I mean, I have a true GMT and I have collar. I have them both.
Yeah.
And the user experience when I'm actually wearing it, like setting it and everything, I should say.
You're an air traffic controller for one of your jobs.
Yep.
So you would use this.
I use it. Well, that's why I say it's my most useful. I track Zulu time because everything in aviation is done via that, and it's so convenient when I can just look on my wrist and go, oh, it's X time. It literally is the most useful. I can't put into words how I wouldn't use that.
Do you wear your Sprite then most often when you're going to work?
Yeah, I daily that. I daily that. I've got that navigator. That's the collar, version. Again, same thing. My gripe with the collar is just the setup, right? Once you get it up and running, and as long as you're not messing with it, then it's fine.
Sure.
But the user experience setting it up is better on the true GMT.
I agree.
That's by far the most useful complication.
Let's do one more, Rob. This one is from Team McNamara. I'm so sorry. I'll put it right here on the screen.
Insert username right here.
Yeah, sorry about that. Has magnetism ever affected any of your watches? I'm interested in a vintage watch from the 80s. But apparently my new iPhone with MagSafe can magnetize the watch. Is this a legitimate concern or is it exaggerated? What do you think, Rob?
Yes and no. It is exaggerated. It is a concern, but it is exaggerated.
I think out of over a decade of modern watches, neo-vintage, a couple vintage pieces of experience with myself, I think I've only magnetized one. And I don't even know how I did it. It's for myself, it's not an issue. It is exaggerated. It doesn't happen that often. But I mean, we do live around magnetic fields for sure. So I don't know. I mean, would you just buy a demagnetizer on, say, Amazon or something and just have it on standby if you need it? What would you do, Rob?
Yeah. So, I mean, the first and foremost thing is to just be aware of your surroundings. So if you're worried about your iPhone and MagSafe, don't put your phone on the table with the watch on top of it. Put the watch adjacent, away, a couple inches away from your watch or the phone, and you'll be fine. Yeah. Don't put your watch on a speaker tower or something like that.
Don't play with rare earth magnets with your watch.
Yeah. Just be cognizant of where you're at with your watches, and then worst case scenario, you've magnetized it, like you say, pop on Amazon, a variety of other sites, $10, $15 later, you pass it through the magnetizer or demagnetizer, and you're done.
Yeah.
It's not, there's tons of videos out there. It's not an involved process. You just want to make sure that the watch is magnetized before you pass it through. Otherwise, you are going to magnetize it.
Absolutely.
It's a simple process. I think Bill Sanders, he's talked about it. He's owned a demagnetizer. I've watched a few of his videos, and he's passed it through. Anybody can do this. It's not a scientific thing.